Okay, today we're trying out the lentil tofu. I have 1 cup of dried lentils that I soaked overnight, so they have plumped up very nicely, and 3 cups of warm water. We're going to blend the lentils and the water. Let's get them in here. Three cups of water. Also adding 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. You can also do this without any seasonings at all. I'll also be doing a teaspoon of onion powder. And these are the most basic seasonings here. You can do whatever you like. Try different types of seasonings in different type of ways. Also adding a teaspoon of garlic powder. And we're going to blend that up very nicely. The pre-soak helps if you don't have a high-powered blender. May not need it if you do have one. All right, let's get this thing on the right way. Let's get it plugged up. That might help. All right, now let's go and blend. And we're not blending. And let's try it again. Okay, I'm gonna let it go a little bit more. Not really sure what I'm supposed to see because I still see specks of lentils. Okay, so I think that may be expected because we still have to cook it on the stove. All right, let's move. Okay, so I have my pot on a medium heat and we're supposed to just pour the mixture in the pot. Okay. And this is where the work begins. We're to mix this until it thickens up. This can take up to 9 minutes. Making sure it doesn't stick. Ooh, get that wrist work in. I can feel it, you know, trying to stick at the bottom. So this is what we want to try to prevent. If need be, you can turn down the heat lower. Turn it down a little bit. First off, I'm just a stirring. I don't even got down. Oh, Lord Jesus. It look like it's doing something though, don't it? Got the wrong eye on. Just a stirring. With the wrong eye on. Hey. Lord, help me, Father God. Help me, Jesus. Maybe something connected. Got the wrong eye on. If I'm doing anything, I'm whipping it. I'm whipping this thing up. Now maybe we can make some lentil tofu. Ooh. Yeah, like it was doing something though, didn't it? All that wrist work for nothing. Ooh. I wonder why I'm feeling heat from this eye back here. Because that's the one I turned on. Turned on the wrong one. Yeah. Ooh, boy. I am not a professional. Okay? Now I can feel it thickening up. It's supposed to thicken up. Okay. I know my own tired. Half of my work was on a cold eye. That's all right. We gonna make it work. Gonna get this lentil tofu. Tell you that. It's too easy. It's too easy. You're supposed to be able to do this same method with different beans. I saw videos with chickpeas, lentils, and of course, you know, the traditional tofu is made with soybeans, but it's not made this way. This is not the traditional way of making tofu. This is just a quick way to make a alternative to the soy tofu that we buy in the store. Some are either allergic to it or they do not eat it for whatever reason. I love me some tofu. I have no problem with it. That's the soy tofu that I'm referring to. I haven't had any cause for concern there. We're not even there because this thing supposed to thicken up like paste before we're done. But we are going to keep flicking this wrist. Flicking the wrist. Flicking the wrist. Flicking it. Flicking it. Flick it. Flick it. Flick it. Flick it. Whew. Lord. Things you would do for the tofu. I think I might want to pause and bring y'all back. But this is pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep whisking till it thickens up, and I'll bring you back. I won't put you through the whole process, but if you can see, it's starting to thicken up, but we're not even there. It has to be, this should stand up. The whisk should stand up. That's how thick we want it. And we're not there yet. So we will return, or I will return. See, we've thickened up some. Still not there. Still not there. But just wanted to show you the progress, what's going on, how it's thickening up, but we're not there yet. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Oop, not there yet. Okay, we'll be back. We'll be back. All right, I think we are there. We've made it. You see how thick it is? That's what we're trying to go for. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm rushing it. I'm rushing it. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe not. But you see how it's doing. soon as we get it to the thickness or the consistency that we need it to be, we'll be pouring it in a glass pan or dish immediately. All right. Not what we're looking for. Oh, we'll be back. Okay, so I'm not getting the same thickness that I saw on the video, but this is a different bean that I'm using, and I've been stirring this thing for at least 30 minutes. Oh, that's the length of the time it takes to cook lentils. So I'm gonna call it. It's pretty thick. It's not what I saw, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it now. So once we get the thickness that we desire, or it should be able to stand up. Now, I'm gonna call it, like I said, it's not as thick as the other one, the video I saw, but they were making theirs with red lentils. I don't know, but like I said, I'm gonna call it. So you want to immediately put it in your, my wrist hurt. I can't even pick up the pot. My wrists are tired. Ooh, Lordy. Ooh. Okay, so. Ooh, I gotta use my left hand, and that is not my hand. Okay, let's see how we're gonna do this, because my wrist is hurting right now from all of this. All right, so immediately pour it into my wrist. Oh gosh, that's a shame. It's thick. Better be thick enough. All that I was doing. My wrist don't even want to play now. That wasn't even my stir wrist. This my wrist holding the pot down. Oh, Lordy. Out. Lordy, my wrist. I tell you. Things you do for tofu. Alright, we're going to get that in the pot off camera because my wrist ain't working. Alright. Then you just want to spread it out. We'll put this in the fridge for it to mold. Say at least 2 hours. You can do it overnight. Then we should have some tofu. Lentil tofu. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. This is what we're looking like. See you in 2 hours or so. All right, it's 2 hours later, and this is what we have here. Let's see what this lentil tofu is looking like. Okay, so that's the texture. It's a little bouncy. We're supposed to be able to just easily flip it over and it come out. Just like that. Look at that. Okay, so we're gonna slice it up. All right. All right, so this is the texture that we have. Very nice, very nice. So let's, all right. I'm gonna cut it up and we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna cook it. Well, maybe I should taste it, huh? Get some blacks here. All right. Let me taste it. Let me taste it. And let's see what it tastes like. Interesting. Of course, it does not taste like traditional tofu. It doesn't taste bad. Let's see what we can do with it. All right. Okay, before we cook it up, I just wanted to bring it in so you can just see what it's looking like after 2 hours. This is what we have, our lentil tofu. And get a couple pictures, of course. Because it didn't happen if you don't have pictures, right? Lentil tofu. You see her. She is not playing with them. All right. Let's eat it. Okay, we're gonna do a little pan sear. We have our pan heated up. Just a little bit of grapeseed oil. About a tablespoon. Should be all we need. And I have the tofu. I have coated some with cornstarch, and we're gonna pan sear some with no cornstarch. See what we get here. See what we can do with this lentil tofu. Let's see what we can do. But see the texture? Pretty solid. It reminds me of like cold grits or something like that. You know how the grits get when it gets cold. tofu. Ah, this is so neat. Come on, tongues. Work with me. All right. Okay, so. Those are cornstarch ones right there. Make sure they get a little bit more oil. Alright. Looks like the ones without cornstarch may be getting a little bit more brown. Look at that. You see that lentil tofu? You see it. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Alright, doing too much, Katrina, doing too much. It already had a good consistency, good bounce, good texture. I'm digging it. I might not buy any tofu anymore. We'll see. We'll see. Make my own. Just trying to get the size as well. I think this one is pretty good. This is the tofu with the cornstarch, coated in cornstarch. Okay, let me not mix them up. Okay. Alright. right, I think that's good. I think we can call it. Yeah. Turn that off. Let's get him out. Let's get him later. And I didn't do any outer seasoning. You know, when it was made, I added salt, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And this is what we're looking like. Let's see what it do. Okay, so this is what the tofu is looking like, up close and personal. We have the pan searing. We have, this is the cornstarch, coated in cornstarch, and this is just no cornstarch. Looks like it has more color there. All right, let's just taste it. Let's see what it tastes like. Lentil tofu. All right. Lentil tofu. This is cornstarch. I like it. Got a little crisp on the outside, then it's soft in the middle. You can eat it just like this with, I can see eating it just like this, or, you know, adding some additional seasoning, but it has a good taste. By itself. Okay. That's the cornstarch. Without it, don't look too bad without the cornstarch. Let me see. I like it. It's definitely soft. Interesting. I'm getting a different kind of taste without the cornstarch. That cornstarch I guess you can taste it, tastes more like fried food. I'm sure it's due to the cornstarch. I like it. I'm gonna say this is a success. Lentil tofu.